It is so past time to debunk this mythology around enoughness and money. I see this for so many people. I'm working on removing this mythology for myself and for a lot of clients. And it's funny because we wouldn't apply this to anybody else. Like, we don't think anyone has to be something enough to deserve to live, to eat food, to have clean water, to have a home, like all these basic needs, to rest, to sleep. And then we, as heart-centered entrepreneurs, go into business and we open a business. And if we're not immediately getting the clients we want, if our marketing doesn't immediately get amazing results, if we're not immediately getting money, we start assuming it's because somehow we're not enough, we're not doing it enough, we're not good enough, we're not as good as other people. And the way we cope with that is to be really mean to ourselves, like to punish ourselves. And we think if we punish ourselves enough through overwork, through how cruelly we talk to us, through how negatively we interpret any and all data, without factoring in any sort of context, like if we are just stressed out enough, if we are just burning out our bodies enough, then we'll get what we want. That is so not how it works. And you know it too, because if money just came from hard work, working poor wouldn't be a thing. They'd all be millionaires, right? Okay. So can we just experiment with like resting, deciding to put our focus on not what we didn't do, but on what we did do that day? Can we just decide we're going to let ourselves rest, let ourselves have fun, let ourselves go on dates, let ourselves sleep in, let ourselves believe that whatever we did, how we were able to show up, deserves to be enough. Like, this weird money and morality thing can be debunked so easily in so many ways, and we already know that when it comes to other people, but for ourselves, can we just stop making this weird correlation that if we haven't gotten the money we want, it is because we're not good enough? It's not that at all. It's time to try something else, another way of coping with money stress as an entrepreneur. And I think you'll find that the revolutionary act of resting and being kind to yourself and getting yourself to a calm place where you can think clearly and strategically about next steps and next moves, so that you don't snap judgment about data just meaning you're terrible and your business is doomed, and instead we can actually draw useful conclusions from the numbers in context and then make smart moves. Can we please try to start doing that? And I know it's hard, especially if we have all this toxic capitalism and toxic productivity like really baked in there. And so this is more helpful to do this work in community and with support, with people who can check you when you are drawing these false conclusions, when you are snapping back into old ways of thinking that are no longer helping you, and especially as an entrepreneur. So much easier to do that with help, and for someone who can tell you if you are slipping back into that without being able to catch it yourself, just because it's the default, you're used to it. But you don't deserve to carry around that heavy, draining worldview that causes you to do things like get yourself into repeated cycles of burnout and replicating being disappointed in what happens as a result of all of that work you're doing. We need to try something else. If you need help with that, come join the squad, work with me one-on-one, check out my podcast, The Irresistible Marketing Pod. Okay, love you, bye.